Howdy everyone. Today actually marks one of the best days of the year. It is May 25th, and you might be wondering what's so special about May 25th. And well, this year it's actually Memorial Day, so that's kind of cool. But the real cool thing is that today marks the first official day of summer training for me. So I know it might be a different day for you all, but today's what I'm calling my first day, and I'm super excited. I remember when I was in college, every year before the summer training would start, my coach would mail out a packet of all our summer training information, and even though it was basically the same thing every year, I loved rereading everything and just got so excited for the summer when I'd get that packet. So this first day of summer training just marks a fresh start. It's an opportunity to really set the tone for the year. You can't win the year in this first week, so you don't go crazy with the mileage, but you can set the tone with doing all the little things right. While the training isn't super hard, the mileage isn't super high, so that's my goal for this week. Now, I actually have been running a little bit. This isn't my first day of running since I took some time off after my spring. So I kind of have a rule now to where I don't take my phone with me on my runs like I used to record some of these videos, just because I want to be able to take my training more seriously. So I'm gonna go out for this 8-mile run right now at the Cabin Fever Trail in Smithville, Missouri. Back home visiting my parents for a few days, and I'll let you know how it goes when I get back. Finished up now, and I got my water bottle here. That's one of my goals for the summer, is to have a water bottle readily available after every single run, so I can pound some water and rehydrate right away, because obviously that's super important all the time, but even more so when you're sweating a lot more when it's hot out. So the run was really solid. I did 8 miles at a 6:28 average, I believe. Don't let that pace deceive you, just because it's on a super flat paved path that runs around the lake. So just did 4 miles out and 4 miles back, just cruising at 6:30 pace for most of the time. Never got super fast, or never started out that slow either, but I feel like I retained fitness pretty well through my time off, but I think that would show more if I was doing like a harder workout or anything. But just doing easy runs and everything, I'm feeling pretty good, so that's good news. So I'm going to get on top of my stretching, and that'll be it for the first day of training. So to run you through my past 3 weeks real quick, after I finished up my spring training, the first week I took completely off, just rested fully, no running, no strength training, no cross training, no anything. And then the second week I ran for 4 days. I ran Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, got in 22 miles over the course of those 4 runs. And then last week I ran 6 days, Monday through Saturday, and got in 42 miles. So most of those were 6-milers with an 8-miler and a 10-miler. And then this week I'm planning on doing mostly 8-milers with probably 10 to 12 or 11 to 12, something like that this weekend. I may run 6 or 7 days this week, so probably getting somewhere between 50 and 60 miles. So something that I didn't tell you all was, after I did my 5K step down ladder towards the end of the spring, that flared up quite a bit of discomfort in the same hip that I've had a lot of problems with in the past. But it wasn't bad enough to keep me from training, obviously, because I put in another close to 100-mile week with some good quality work. But I was hoping that the week of complete rest would help that pain go away. And when I started running again, it really didn't. It was about the same as when I stopped running. And so I decided it would be best to go see somebody about it. And I'm always weary about this, just because you never know if somebody's actually going to be able to figure out what's wrong with you and help it. And not being the richest guy in the world, I'd have a hard time spending money on stuff like that. But I figured it'd be worth a try. So I went and saw this guy at this place called Performance Spine and Sport. And so far I've done 2 appointments. The first one was more about evaluating my body and what the problem was. And so he didn't do much to me. He did some corrections. It's like a chiropractic place, but he does a lot more than that, does some deep tissue stuff as well. So he did some corrections and did some active release treatment, which is basically putting a lot of pressure on a point and moving your body around and stuff, and it hurts a lot. And I don't know the exact science behind that one, but he did a little bit of that, and it really didn't help much after the first appointment. But then the second appointment, he had a better idea of what was going on, and he identified a problem spot on the inside of my hamstring, like an adductor area. And he did a lot of work on that and basically tore it apart. So we did more active release, and then he went on to scraping after that, which was breaking up a lot of scar tissue that he found. And then the third thing he did was cupping, which is basically like putting a bunch of suction cups and sucking your skin way up into them. And basically the analogy he gave me was it's forcing blood flow into a certain area, just like if you were to put a big boulder in a river, the water is forced to go through a certain point. So basically he was forcing blood flow through a certain path to promote healing in that area. So it was amazing. Like, it was 30 minutes of pain going through those different treatments. Those are some treatments that I'd never done before in the past, but I felt better immediately after that. And then the next day running, like, I was probably 90 to 95% perfect and have felt great since then. So the guy obviously knows what he's talking about, and it's definitely worth my money now that I know that. And you know, it's only like $55 an appointment, so if I have 4 appointments with them, it's $220. Like, going into this, if I knew my hip would be cured with $220, that's a no-brainer to take that. So the time and money spent is definitely well worth it. So he's given me some extra stretches to do. I'm doing some extra stretching on the hamstring and some other areas. So things are going really well right now, off to a good start for the summer. So I think that'll do it for this video. I just wanted to update you all with what I'm doing and hopefully send some good vibes your way for summer training. Because remember, champions are made in the summer and the fall and the winter and the spring. So the grind never stops. Keep on it, and I'll see you in the next video.